Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, dogs, and cats, and welcome back to Border Porn, the series where I fix your borders and make them look prettier. Now, the goal has never been to make the borders what they really should be, but the real goal is to make the borders look as pretty as possible. So that's what we're going to do today in Western Europe. So the majority of the countries that we're going to be affecting today are basically Germany and west of Germany and west of Italy. I did make a few adjustments also to the Balkans. Of course, I reversed the Serbia thing. That was mostly a joke, but I was able to figure out how to do it a little bit differently, and I can actually adjust the control which country controls each province by using the OP command. I was able to drop borders a little bit differently, province by province instead of state by state. So I changed Bulgaria a little bit to make it look a little bit cleaner. As you can see here, this province is now controlled by Bulgaria, and these two are now controlled by Bulgaria. And then I also adjusted it over here in Hungary, so the border with Hungary and Illyria looks a little bit different. These three tiles have gone to Hungary instead. I did agree, though, that this looked kind of ugly down here, so I wanted to make sure I got back to that, and I adjusted that a little bit. But boy, am I excited for the Western Europe episode. Thank you very much for all the support, especially on the Middle Eastern episode. This has been really fun to do, and it's definitely my favorite series on the channel so far, in a long time, actually. But anyways, boys, let's get into it. I have a lot of ideas that we need to get through to make this Western Europe look a lot more pretty than it does right now. There's a lot of problems with it right now. It's not as bad as other regions of the world were, like the Balkans, and I mean the Middle East. I mean, come on, that was like the worst thing in the world possible. But Western Europe doesn't look that bad, but I have a lot of ideas to make it look better. And the first thing we're actually going to do revolves around Switzerland. And by revolving around it, I mean we're going to kill it, okay? Switzerland's going to go bye-bye. But we're not going to do it in the traditional, France annexes it kind of way. We're going to do it in the kind of way where Italy and France split it. I was going to actually give this part to Germany, but it ends up creating a really weird point down here that really does just not look good. So we're going to split it only between Italy and France, and we'll do it in a good way. We're actually going to do it entirely in occupations with the occupation tool. We're not going to actually hand the states over, except for maybe this one. This one will probably be handed over to Italy, actually. So there we go. That looks a little bit cleaner, of course. Now you can see that the curve with Italy is more completed. Now we're actually going to go over to Austria, and we're going to give this province to Austria. It works. It could go to either Italy or Austria, but I like to put it. I like to give it to Austria because it makes the Austrian tail a little bit more thick, so it's not super thin. And super thin tails or lines that are in between borders are always kind of gross looking. Now, basically, the reason we're getting rid of Switzerland is because of this spike right here that pokes into France. So we're going to need to change that. We're going to need to make sure that goes to France so that that is fixed. But meanwhile, we're going to go like this and give some of this to Italy. And then the rest is actually going to go to France. So for Switzerland, these are the borders that I've actually decided to go with. I've decided to give Zurich, if that's how you say it, to Germany, and the province to the side of it. Most of it went to France and Italy, but it's still technically, like, I didn't give the states over, so they're still technically owned by Switzerland, so I can't press play or else that'll all be handed over. I'm actually going to go to speed 1 just in case I ever do press play on accident. But I think it works because the Italian border is very, like, I don't know, it has a lot of ups and downs, a lot of bumps. So up here, these bumps on the Italian border, they work because it continues like that around here, and even to this side, it continues through it. So I think it looks pretty good. But we're not done with Italy yet. We're actually going to go over here and revisit Croatia, and we're going to give a couple states to Italy. We're basically going to do that. So we actually need to make sure that those actually are handed to Italy, though. Both of these states belong to Italy, and I think it looks a little bit better because I think it completes the Italian image, Next, we're going to annex Sam. But last but not least, we're going to do a little bit of a turn of events, and we're going to go ahead and annex Italy to the Vatican City. There we go. Oh, looks like we need to hand over all of this Switzerland to the Vatican City. I think, Europe has been missing just a bright gold-colored country in Europe, and I think it fits. So we need this bright gold kind of Vatican City here in Europe, too. So I think that works pretty well. I also handed over this part of Sweden to Denmark because I think it completes the Denmark image, and it allows Denmark's text to actually be stretched across the whole thing instead of be kind of crushed into this little spot here. It makes Denmark's text look way better, and I really like the look of Denmark with this province, Scania. Next, we're going to France. Now, these are going to be some pretty big changes. There are going to be some pretty big changes in France, and let me show you what we're actually going to do. The first thing we're going to do with France is we're going to fully annex Belgium. Rest in peace, Belgium memes. Jeez. But we're not done with Belgium yet. Actually, this state here is going to go to Germany because that doesn't make any sense there. This needs to be part of Germany in order to make the borders look nicer. There we go. That is our Belgium-less world here. Now we're going to do a couple things more over in this region. I'm not sure what to do with Alsace-Lorraine. I kind of want to give it to Germany because it gives Germany this rounder look instead of a very pointed look right here. So the very pointed look is something that I really don't like. So I'm thinking about giving Alsace-Lorraine to Germany, and let's just see how that looks. If we do that, we're probably going to have to give this province to Germany to complete the roundness. And maybe even, no, that doesn't really work. And actually, we're also going to annex Luxembourg. There, I really like this border between France and Germany, actually. It kind of gives it an older look. Like, this France looks more like an older French kingdom. And this Germany looks nice and plump and full. So I kind of like this Germany and this France a little bit more. Tell me what you guys think, though, in the comments. A couple more things really quick before we're actually done. We're going to do at least 2 more things. First of all, we're going to annex Tunisia, which is a North African country, but it looks good as a colony to the Vatican City. It looks like it's supposed to be there. It looks like it fits really well. That's what we're going to do with the Vatican City. That's like the last thing, unless we want to annex Malta, which we probably should. And I think France or Vatican could really own Corsica either way. I'm just going to leave Corsica with France for now. And I've actually wanted to try this out to see how this looks for a while. I did this in an AI game quite a while ago. So I can't remember if it looks very good or not, but we're just going to see really fast. Where we're going to give Monaco, we're basically going to rebuild Provence. And we're going to make Monaco the country that controls it. There we go. That is essentially kind of what Provence looked like, and I think it looks pretty good right there. And actually, I think we're gonna give that to Corsica too. All right, so there's Monaco, and in doing that, that kind of makes France's Switzerland borders look ugly. So what we're gonna do is we're going to change them just a little bit, like that. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. There we go. Now we can observe it without the text and stuff. As you can see, it looks pretty good. France has gained a few provinces here. The majority of them have gone to the Holy Roman, I guess, or the Vatican City. I was going to say the Holy Roman Empire there. And Monaco now exists. And we've managed to keep France looking semi-nice. It does look a little pointy and weird, so I might change some things eventually, but I think it looks pretty good for now. We're also going to go ahead and make Andorra the controller of Spain, because Andorra, I mean, come on, right? That we have all wanted to see that for a while. I also really like the look when the Iberian country controls northern Morocco. So we're going to set Andorra to be the controller of it. And then also, of course, we need to get rid of Gibraltar, so Andorra needs to control Gibraltar. There we go. Come on. And there it is. I also just went ahead and gave Northern Ireland to Ireland, but it really could have gone either way, giving the rest of Ireland to the UK or Northern Ireland to Ireland. It really doesn't matter. I like it kind of both ways, actually. And I think the last thing we're going to do is we're going to annex Liechtenstein into Austria. And there you have it, boys. That is our new Western Europe. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you liked this, make sure to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe if you're new. Make sure to leave in the comments where in the world you want to see become, I guess, great again next. I plan on doing maybe Eastern Europe or Central Asia or North Africa. So make sure you tell me where you guys would like to see, and we can make sure to get that happening faster than the ones that you guys, I guess, wouldn't want to see. Anyways, again, thanks even for watching. If you like this, make sure to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.